Hi, this video we're going to talk about nouns, articles, and adjectives. So when we're doing nouns and adjectives, we need to know the different types of nouns, and we can tell those apart in several ways, one of which is looking at the article. In Spanish, we have two types of articles, definite articles and indefinite articles. So for masculine singular nouns, the definite article is el, which means the, and the indefinite article is un, which means a or an. For feminine singular nouns, the definite article is la, which also means the, and the indefinite article is una, and that also means a or an. For masculine plural nouns, the definite article is los, which means the. The indefinite article is unos, which means some or a few. And that sum is a small amount, not a large sum. And then for feminine plural nouns, the definite article is las, which means the. And the indefinite article is unas, which means some or a few. So generally, how can we tell the gender of nouns? So we can tell a noun is masculine. And again, this is generally not 100. This is not 100% of the time. Generally, they end in O. But to know for sure, look at the article. And for feminine, they generally end in A. Again, look at the article. So let's change these nouns from the definite article to the indefinite article. So el libro would become un libro. La chica would be una chica. Los gatos would be unos gatos. And las pizzas would be unas pizzas. So now we're going to talk a little bit about adjectives. So now that we know how to identify nouns, we're going to know how to change adjectives to agree with those nouns. So if we have a noun that is masculine or singular, you're going to use an adjective and keep the O at the end. Now, this is referring to adjectives that end in O. Adjectives that end in other letters will be different. So if you have an adjective that ends in O and you're describing a masculine singular noun, you keep the O at the end. If you have an adjective that ends in O and you're describing a feminine singular noun, you're going to change the O to an A. If you have an adjective that ends in O and you're describing a masculine plural noun, you're going to add an S to the O. And if you have an adjective that ends in O and you're describing a feminine plural noun, you're going to change the O to AS. Remember, each type of noun needs an adjective that agrees with it. Go ahead and highlight that right now. And if the adjective does not end in an O, add S or ES if the noun starts with los or las. And go ahead and highlight that. Again, you add S to words that end in vowels and ES to words that end in consonants. Essentially, if you have a plural noun, you need a plural adjective. So let's practice with morado and azul. So let's change morado to agree with a masculine singular noun and azul. It's morado, azul. And if we were to change morado and azul to agree with a feminine singular noun, it is morada and azul. Because azul ends in an L, we do not change it. To describe a masculine plural noun, where it's going to be morados and azules. This is a consonant, so we add ES to make it plural. And if we're describing a feminine plural noun, it will become moradas and azules. Again, the L adds an ES because it ends in a consonant. Hopefully this is slightly familiar because we did talk about it last year, but we will continue practicing with adjectives this year and next year. So please see me with questions.